Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Uh, for this episode 3, I guess you call it, on Farmers of Angevin, with me, Farmer Murphy. Well, as you can see today, daylight and sunshine, so we're going to do a little field work. We're actually going to get some of that done. We're starting down here at our cow farm. I just thought I'd share with you. I bought an additional 20 cows, so we're up to 40 cows now. So far, we've been taking our milk and selling it to Cobbler. Um, and getting close to being ready to take another load down there. And our slurry has been going to TFS, and he's been drying it and turning it into fertilizer. And I just took a load down there this morning. I had to change my trailer. In the last episode, I said I had a trailer for milk and water. It was water only. So this little critter here, it'll do milk and water. So that's about it for new business down here at the dairy farm. I'll meet you back up at the main farm here, and we'll carry on from there. Since we were last on here, I prepped our fields to get them ready to plant, and other than that, I've just been taking care of our productions. So we're going to plant these today. Now I'm going to lease a planter. I was looking for one to come up for sale, but none did. So we're just going to lease one for now. So I've got one leased actually, and I'll meet you down at the store. I decided to go with this Cumberland 9-meter cedar. Our fields are fairly good size, but this should make pretty short work of it. I've put in 2,000 liters of seed. It'll actually hold 2,600 liters in this version, but I imagine that should do both our fields, I would think. So we'll get this up to the farm and get to work. Most everybody is busy getting their crops in on in the countryside, so to speak. I did a little work for Sims this morning and sprayed his fields for him. That's actually the money I kind of reserved for a planter. I used it to put the weed sensors on our Cumberland sprayer. That's pretty pricey to do that. It's about 40 grand. Wasteland did have the John Deere sprayer that allowed you to spot spray for weeds, but he had sold that, so I thought I would go ahead and do that because I needed to do my fields as well to get our environmental score up. Now, nobody owns this field, so we're just gonna, and it's just cultivated anyways, we're just gonna cut across there. This is a planter I would have liked to have bought and was hoping it would come up used, but it never did, unfortunately. Hasn't been much in the way of contracts come up. Some baling contracts have come up, but not a whole lot of like cultivating or seeding or anything like that. So the other day helped Mikey and I did a couple contracts, did them in the dark, baling contracts that we worked on together. That turned out to be pretty profitable. We had both suggested it would have been a good one to record, but unfortunately we had to do it all under all under the lights, so to speak. Well, here's our first field here, and we're going to put corn back in this field. I did end up buying a little corn and some oats from Snowy. Had some extra ones. That's helped keep our grain mill going, because we're supplying flour to both Cobbler and to Mikey. Mikey put in the industrial bakery, so he needs a fair bit of flour. But since I stopped with the logging here in the spring, that's been pretty much all I've been doing. I've helped the others here and there a little bit, but mostly just been coming on and looking after our productions and delivering product. Didn't mean to shut it off there. Just meant to lift it, but our oil mill is still a little Omatana one here we have just on the edge of the yard. Still working on processing the canola from our harvest, so it looks like it's going to last almost the entire year. Our corn did not last out of this field. It didn't run, didn't keep the grain mill running for a year. Like I said, I did buy some from Snowy, but we have our field fully prepared and this year, and it's a little bit bigger in size because I took out some trees that were in the middle and enlarged it slightly. So still probably not quite enough that'll last us the full year, but go a little further. And both Sims and Mikey have a bunch of oats in, so I might end up buying some more oats from them. I mentioned last time that we were going to move the grain mill. It's still the plan. Haven't done that yet. Waiting for the grass to mature enough to get a cut off of it on that field 73, the one we were trying to plant last time. We're trying to seed with grass, and it got rained out. That'll be a couple more months yet, and then I'll be able to move that. I know this is not the most realistic pattern. It comes from habit, trying to keep workers contained. Of course, we can't, one of the rules is we can't use AI workers. We have to do it all ourselves, but some habits die hard, just what I'm used to doing. Anyway, I think you know what we'll do is maybe make a time lapse of the rest of the planting of this field. So we shall do that. Well, there is our corn in. It did use most of our seed, as you can see. So we'll probably have to run down and grab another bag of seed, but we will. Ooh, just made it. We can sneak down the back way here, and we don't have to take our seeder off. Hopefully we're going to make it, maybe not. Depends where the collision is on that edge. Whoa, just barely. We're going to put sunflowers in here. It's a smaller field, but I expect I will run out of seed. Kind of hard to see with these trees sometimes. Anyways, I will get this seeded. I will let you know how we make out on the seed front. As you can see, rain is in the forecast. I checked, it's not supposed to show up till 6 o'clock, so we should be able to get this seeded and our rolling done. So I'll catch up with you in a minute. Well, that's how close we came to getting that done with the seed we had. Actually, a little closer than I thought we'd get, but I did run out, so I got to throw some more seed in and get this done. Well, there we go. Sunflower is in. It took another 100, just under 100 liters, 97 liters of seed. But that's job's done. But it is going to rain in about an hour and 20 minutes here. So I don't think we'll get started with the rolling. And by that time, it'll probably be getting dark as well. And rolling is not something I can do in the dark. So I think probably I'll have to bring you back in for the rolling probably game day tomorrow, um, as long as it's not raining and the timing all works out. So I will see you when we can get that rolling started. Well, we're down here at our grain mill and we just loaded up 6 pallets of flour for Mikey. Um, we supply flour to both Cobbler and Mikey, although Mikey has the industrial bakery, so his is a bit more thirsty, so he gets the majority of it. I was going to show you this piece of kit here when we did the rolling, because I did the rolling with it. It's a new tractor I purchased. It couldn't find anything that would come up new. So I bought this, or used, I should say, so I bought this brand new, but it was just a little over 40,000. So we have a front loader for it, and it's what we do our yard work with. And down at the cow farm, and these little transport jobs and things, because the repair costs on the John Deere are fairly high. I ended up doing that rolling off camera. I wanted to make sure I got it done before the end of the month, before the crops came up, and so I had to do it in the dark yesterday, trying to dodge the rain and so on. So wouldn't have made for a very good recording. So they are rolled. So we do need to fertilize them and do the weed treatment. But that we won't do until the crops actually come up. So we'll take this flour down to Mikey's place and we'll have a little poke around there and see what's going on. I guess one of us should watch where we're going, and probably should be me, seeing as I'm driving instead of texting while driving. So Mikey's place is not very far from ours, as you can see, because we had just rolled by our place. This is Mike's farmyard here on the right. We'll pull over here safely and take a quick look. You can see he's got chickens on the go. Has some eggs there even. Got a shelter, some gear underneath it. I know Mike, he's out doing some logging, so some of his gear is not here at the yard right now. Mower, he does some, as I mentioned before, does some grass work as well, because he's got a fermenting silo over here. Nice cedar. Oh, he's got a forage wagon too. I didn't realize he had one as well. Oh, we might need to borrow that. And this multi-fruit silo, and then his fermenting silo. This is his bakery here. I don't think he has this actually working. This is the standard in-game bakery. Right now he's just using the industrial bakery where we're headed to. Here we are at his bakery. Oh, I got 6 pallets of bread there on that trailer, I see. That's a fair bit of money. I think bread goes for somewhere around, usually around 3,000, so that's like $18,000 sitting there. It's got a nice little forklift sitting down here. And there we go. Let's take a quick look at the map here because there have been some changes since the last time we looked at it. You can see we haven't really done anything new. We did buy this little tiny patch of 14 because haying contracts kept coming up on it and they couldn't be completed, so it kind of made sense for me to have that. It's one of those deals though, it hurt my environmental score, so even though it's a small field, I'm not going to do much with it. I got to get the environmental score up. But this is what I wanted to show you. Look at the march of pink going on here. The Sims has been on a buying spree this spring. He's really expanded. Since the last time we looked, he's bought these 110, 115, 107, 162, and 1, I think. So he's really been expanding. Oh, and I do need to issue a correction too. I had said on my last episode when we were doing the tour that the Sims had a dryer. Well, he does not. He actually has to ted his hay. We'll just head back to the farm here. I've got something I want to show you there. I meant to explain about the new John Deere we have here on the last video when we were doing the seeding, but we got rained out and I realized come to hitting I forgot to mention it, but we traded in our 7810 to buy this 7R used. It cost about $50,000 then additional to get this used 7R. Because it's used, the repair prices are getting up there, although I did buy it with less hours on it than our 7810 had on it. So that was another reason to drive me to buy a smaller used tractor, because for the small jobs it just didn't make sense because repair bills were quite high. I didn't mind paying that kind of money when we need the horsepower, but we certainly didn't need it for some of these little jobs. So anyway, that is where we're at for now. There's our roller sitting there. So if you're still with me, I really appreciate you watching. If you found this entertaining or informative, please hit the like and subscribe button. And if you want to see other content like this when it lands, hit the notification bell. But for this episode on Farmers of Angevin, we'll call it a wrap, and we'll see you in a month or two next time. Take care.